NoCoders Office Hours episode 258. I'm your host, Cameron. I'm here with John and Zenko and Tanya. Before we get started, if this is your first time, we do this 6 times per week where we invite our members onto Zoom. They can ask us bubble questions. We can't promise answers, but we do promise you won't suffer alone, and we get it right the majority of the time. Let's go ahead and get started. John, I believe you were here first. Do you have any questions you'd like to go over today?
I do, but given it's Sanko's first prop time, I guess, why don't you go first and then I can follow on after that?
Oh, sure, if that's all right with you. Yeah. Okay. I ran into a problem last night. We synced all the 3 both development versions into live. And then in testing it, I found out that something is missing actually on the create page, which has the maps on Google Maps. And for some reason, they're not showing it when the buttons are clicked. So I don't know if you want me to show my screen or.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and see what you're dealing with.
Okay.
Stop sharing for you and take the reins.
All right. Okay, can you see?
Now I can, yes.
All right. So here we have 3 groups. This shows the Google Maps upon load, and they can move the map around and then here create a job site, which will show up here in the repeating group. So this works fine for job sites when the button is clicked. However, when I click the dump site button, the map does not show up. And also this one does not load or show up now for some reason. I've checked the visibility and everything. Maybe we can go through it, and I just can't seem to find what's going on. It was working before, so this was kind of after last night. After we have to update it, maybe there's something that's missing there. I'm not sure. So this one shows. Do you want me to go back to the editor?
Well, actually, so in the bottom right-hand corner, you do have an error that is popping up. You have that
okay.
triangle?
Yeah, this is the air date plugin error.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh, user denied geolocation.
So that might be the first place to start. Have we tested this on a private browser to see if it works, let's say, irrespective of the user?
I'm sorry?
Let's go ahead and take this link that you have, jobsitemaps.com, that whole entire URL, and let's try it in a private browser or in a private window.
Okay.
Because it could, what I'm assuming is really just based on the user permissions. Maybe something there is happening.
All right, I have to log in as this is in V2. Okay, so job site. All right. Yeah, it still doesn't show up.
Okay, no worries. Wanted to test that just to see if maybe that was
sure
the reason. Okay, yeah, let's go to your designer. Let's see what we can do with what you have in your app. Okay. If you don't mind showing me the states for everything. So we're using 3 separate maps, is that right?
Actually, there are 6 maps, 2 in each. There's this one that is a map, dispatch map that shows upon load, where they can create job sites, dump sites, or material sites.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one underneath in the exact same position, which is called the map saved, which when the repeating group edit this pin is clicked, it calculates the coordinates out of the database and throws a pin on that map, which is beneath this.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
Okay.
And you are saying that this does work in your development, but not your live site.
No, last night after we did it, I checked the live site first, and this is what I noticed. Then I went back to the development. Now it doesn't work in the development either. So it doesn't work on the live site either.
Gotcha. Okay, let's
Right.
take a look at some of those visibility rules, perhaps.
Sure.
Wondering if we're setting some states and there's some
Right.
restrictions or...
So here, group company is the main container. And this is visible on page load. I mean, this is not visible on page load, depending on the conditionals it has to be company admin, manager, or system admin.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that passes. So after group company, we have these three invisible groups. One is job site, one is dump site, and one is material site. Right, which
So we
are
know that-
dictated by the states of the buttons on top.
Yeah, and we know job site does work
So this one works, right?
when the tab is 1. Okay.
So the tab is 1, this one works. Let's shut it off. Now, the tab is 2 and should be visible. Otherwise, all three groups are not visible on page load, but they are visibility is dictated by the states. So now this should be visible just like the job site is visible. Right?
Gotcha. Yeah. So let's stay on job site real quick. Let's go
So
back.
everything else is big. I might just say this is visible because it does have dump site. The only thing that is not visible is the this map.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go to job site again. We know that map's working. Let's click on that map. Do we have anything special set on that map? Any conditionals or anything like that?
On the map itself, no. It is all the maps. I mean, all these dispatch maps should be visible on page load, which they are. And then the main container. This is the job site group, which contains actually down here contains the repeating group and this group here, which contains the map and this group on the right side, the job site information group. So the visibility, once the job site, this group, create job site, is visible, and that is visible by the state of the button.
Yep.
As it is now. The rest of them should be by default visible.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Right. And they are in the job site. So, and they also are, may I say, with dump site, you see, because this one is visible as it should be. And so is the material site. So this is, I believe, the visibility the states do work, I believe.
Yeah, so it does seem to me like the states are working and everything. I'm wondering if there is a confliction or a conflict between the amount of maps that we actually currently have present. I'm not positive, but I do like testing. If you don't mind, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the job site map. We're not going to delete job site or anything. We're just going to control Z it, we're just going to test it, if you don't mind. So the idea here is that we're going to eliminate the one that is working to see if then any of the other ones do work. Okay. So before what we were going to want to do here is click on the map that is working, click delete, and let's preview the page. And then if the other maps work, cool, awesome. We'll just control Z it and then we restore everything. But that's the way that I'd approach it first, just to see if maybe it is the multiple instances of these maps sort of battling each other.
So you want to control just delete?
Yeah, just delete that right now. Nothing super fancy. Perfect. Yeah, let's preview. Let's go. And then when we preview, what we're going to do is select dump site and see if that map pops up now.
Okay. So just refresh it now. Yeah.
Oh, we want to be on the version test as well. This looks like, yeah, version V2. Okay.
We are V2. Yes, we are.
Cool. Let's go ahead and click create dump site and see if that map pops up.
It does.
Okay. So what's happening here is just like I suspected is those Google Maps, they're all sort of competing with each other when we have multiple at the same time.
Okay.
So let's go back into your design tab. Let's undo that deletion. We want to bring that map back.
In the editor,
Yep, right
Control
there.
Z.
That's right. And so we have your tabs set up to those states. And so the way that Bubble works, it is server side. So we're saying to Bubble, hide this entire element, right? I'm
Right.
wondering if we need to be more specific and say hide this map as well as the entire element. So we're going to take the conditionals that you have on your tabs, and we're also going to apply that to the map as well.
All right.
That's where I would start with this.
Okay. So, all right, let's start with the job site, right? And the conditionals are, okay, so in the current tab is, and this is the job sites, create, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and you can go ahead and copy that expression actually, right? Click on that blue text and copy it.
Okay,
Perfect. And so now all we got to do is click on that map and apply the same conditional.
okay. Yeah, actually, I think I did that last night. Okay, And
Let's
this
change
is
that
visible.
visibility.
yeah,
Yeah, got to change that. And the last thing we have to do is go to the appearance and then make it to where it doesn't load on page. It only loads when the current tab is one.
Cameron, I'm not sure. Can you mute yourself? I think there's like a weird feedback coming through from your mic. Yep, it was. I think it was yours. Can you unmute?
Yeah, I have to. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I plugged it back in.
Nope, it's still there. I can still hear you. I just was trying to figure out what it was. It's okay.
Don't worry, a new mic will be purchased soon. This has been giving me too much trouble for the longest time.
No stress. Okay.
I'm
Not got your
stressed.
phone near it or something, have you?
No, it's just existing, unfortunately. But yeah, good thinking. What I will do is I'll just continuously mute myself when I'm not talking now.
Uh, all right, so you'd like me to do the same on the dump site as well? Map for dump site?
Yeah, that's right. And we only have to do those two just to test, I think.
All right.
And then, yeah, we can see if that works.
And this will be 2. Okay,
Cool. We just have to make sure that we're changing that property to where it is visible. And then deselecting the default state, making sure that doesn't load on page load.
so you don't want it to load on page load?
Yep, only when that tab is set as 2.
Right.
But cool, let's go ahead and test this and see.
Okay, and I think in the job site, this is visible and this should not, sorry. And this one should not be visible on page load then. Is that right? Correct, yeah.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay,
Only when that tab is set as 1, 2, or 3. But yeah, cool. Let's go ahead
Yeah,
and see
yeah.
if this works.
okay, all right. Okay, so let's preview it. All right. Yeah, I think I've tried this last night too. Doesn't seem to.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So trying to think. So what we've done is we've said, hey, we don't want this instance when this tab is active, and vice versa, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
And we're still running into that. Do me a favor. Is the error in the bottom right-hand corner still the same error?
Well, maybe, yes, that's correct.
Okay. You have that in your URL bar on the right-hand side, you have that little pin with a red square next to it. I don't think this is going to solve it, but, you know, worth a shot. Go ahead and click on that map marker in your URL. Do you see what I'm talking about?
This one?
No, it's in your URL bar. All
Oh,
the way
in
at
the
top.
URL, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're totally fine. And then on the right-hand side, all the way near where it has your favorite part. Yeah, yeah. See that map marker with the red square?
Right.
Let's go allow.
I see. Okay, the red marker is gone now.
Looks like it's now your Mac preferences. Okay, so if you don't mind, this might help with us testing if we do location and turn that on in your Mac. But also, I am wondering, because we should have your application, correct?
Yes, yes, you do have it. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to pull that open real quick.
Sure. You want me to stop sharing?
If you'd like, I'm trying to find it. What's its name? Job site. Oh, I found it. Dump
Yeah.
key. Okay.
His app is easy to find.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Because of the color, is that right?
Yeah, exactly, because we can find the bright colors.
Yeah.
And then what page would this be on? Create?
Yes.
Okay. Any particular user I should be running this as?
Yeah, the last one in the app data, Johnny Delato. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then username and password by any chance. You can type that in chat if you'd like.
It's in the yours. Oh, I do have that lock on there, right? For previews. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I apologize. I found it. No worries.
You should have it in this. Yeah, in the collab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. No need to set that. We're awesome. Cool. So let me share my screen.
Sure.
I'm gonna take a look at
Yeah.
this map. And so we do have the map saved, as you were saying, and then we have the map dispatch.
Right. The map dispatch is the one that displays it first, and the map save is once the edit pin is then it hides the map dispatch and shows and calculates from the database the coordinates on the map saved.
So we only want dispatch to really be present here. We don't really want to see the saved until somebody clicks a particular
Correct.
button.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
So
that for us.
Right. That's why that one is hidden.
Okay. So we're focusing on dump site and job site. Now you guys all know where I live. Let's see. What definitely is strange. We know why it's happening as we tested with deleting the map and then adding it back. We have a lot of instances really fighting with each other. It's sort of what it comes down to. The initial train of thought, of course, if we're trying to find an immediate solution, which is non-ideal for sort of what you're trying to do, would be have many or different API keys for your Google Maps so you could display multiple at the same time.
Oh, you think it's the Google, but it was working before, actually. Maybe the Google changes its terms, perhaps. I haven't checked that.
Not likely. I couldn't imagine so, because there's other websites with multiple maps present at the same time. What we're going to do, let's see this. I'm going to copy this. Do you mind if I create a test page?
No, go ahead. Sure.
I'm just going to break all the maps out of the container that they're in. I'm going to have them all individual and separate to see if that might help us.
Sure.
So let's take this. Here's one map. See if we break them out of that parent container, they all individually load. And it looks like they do.
And they do load. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, and we don't have any of the states currently set up on this site or on this page in particular.
Mhm.
But so what that suggests to me really is that we have like a parent container culprit of sorts. So we have a lot of data being fed into one particular container, which would be group company.
Right.
And if we remove it out of group company, so what conditions do we have? So we have these.
Yeah, it's just basically the user permissions.
And then no other conditionals set, I don't believe.
No, there
We
are.
set it on the map itself, I believe.
Well, we just did we? There should be no conditions actually.
Oh, we're on the create page. Yeah, this is where we want to
Well,
be.
other than the states, I would think.
Oh, that's the repeating group job students, group job site, group dispatch. Okay, and then we're going to go to map dispatch. All right, I'm going to test this out real quick where we say map dispatch. So when the tab is set to tab 1, the way that we want it, now it's visible.
Right. Yes.
We're going to test it on this guy. Where is it? Dispatch, map dispatch. We're going to say that it isn't visible on page load, but it is visible when tab is 2.
Right.
And we're going to test this out here.
Okay.
Which one is this? This is,
That's
yeah, this is the right one. It's saying,
yeah. So it passes the condition, but the map does not show up. Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah.
So, oh goodness gracious, what in the heck? So yeah, what I'm thinking is that because we have them all within this group, we did experiment. We discovered that if we don't have them in the group, of course, then it does work.
Right.
So my next bit of advice would to probably be remove it from the common group that it's in, which is weird, obviously, you know. But that's where I'd probably then head towards, because we know why it's working, or why it's not working, I guess. We've tested it. We've seen that if we delete the first map, then the second map works. And we've also tested to see if we've removed the maps out of the container, then they work. So my recommendation here would to take this map, or all of the maps, all of these individual containers, and remove them out of group company.
And have them in a separate group? Groups?
Yeah, it'd be really ugly.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, that is what I'd probably head towards. Yeah. Obviously, not the most traditional sense. Typically, you know, you'd have all your elements in one container.
In one container, yeah.
That's how it works. But yeah, that's how I'd recommend it. More than likely, going ahead and just having them all in their own individual containers, and then testing from there.
Yeah, the problem is it did work actually. So I don't know whether it's the server on the Google end or Bubble, as you said, with too much information, but it did work. Like the live version was the GPS module that did work, in fact.
Really?
And
Okay.
it stopped right after after we updated last night. So this was really strange.
Oh no, so it stopped working when you. Oh.
Yeah.
Uh, is there any chance you could check your? Well, no, I don't really think it's a Google thing. I think it's JavaScript. I think there's a conflict between all the JavaScript that's loading. I don't think it's your Google preferences or anything like that.
Okay.
The only other recommendation, I guess, if we're going to go on that Google admin route, would be making sure that your URLs where this map is visible is both your version test and then your live domain.
Yeah, they do have two different keys. Yes. I don't know if maybe taking them out and pasting them back in because after the updates, I'm not sure. Would that change? No, the keys shouldn't change because, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it's a doozy for sure. We got one working. I
Yeah.
wonder if we do
Yeah.
something. This is definitely a weird route to take, but I'm wondering if we actually delete the HTML element itself, if then the other HTML elements will work.
Yeah, okay.
Select it. There we go. What the heck? I just want to delete the main div, please. All right. So we've deleted that. That's no longer receiving any now. Yeah, I wasn't super hopeful about that, but yeah, we at least discovered that there are ways to make it work, right?
Oh, all right. Yeah, I just thought of something. You know what? Try this. On the preview page, click edit, and it will then, after we refresh the page, it should come up. Yeah, okay, let's see. Click one of the pins on the repeating group, the map. This is the saved map. It will come up. Now to create a new pin, click the plus button. See, now the map comes up.
Yeah, because we're telling it to be active on that map is how I'm understanding it. So it doesn't look like the first or the third come up anymore. So it's like when we tell the system, hey, we want our attention here.
Okay.
When we're interacting with that map.
Yeah, it does work when we're interacting with that group, actually, it looks like. So if you edit, if you dump the data onto the group from the repeating group.
I suppose one of the best ways to have it, at least just an idea, is when you click create dump site or you're changing your state, you can load in one of the pins automatically as one of the places to look. And that might, it's not the best from a user experience standpoint, but it would at least tell the map, hey, load this information here, and it would.
Right, yeah.
Perhaps
I did think of that. The only thing is, it will load the maps, and now the Google charges me like 0.5 cent every time that it loads the map. So this is the reason why I did it the other way. But yeah, that's something to look into it because it does work once it's once the edit pin is selected. It as you just showed. Yeah.
Very, very curious.
I know.
We can spend some more time on it for sure. Before we do that, though, I do want to hop over and help John with one of his questions.
I know. I'll work on it tonight. Let's see if I can do something. But yeah, thank you very much.
Interesting. That
Very
we did run into that. Yeah.
But
yeah, we'll work on that some more. Definitely. Glad I got to help you. Glad we showed you some kind of solutions.
Yeah, I'll try on the weekend. If not, I'll see you on Monday. Maybe. We'll see.
Right, yeah, sure.
We'll try again.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Think of one last thing is if you need to revert your live version because you have users on the live version, it's very simple to do. I don't know if you've done that yet.
I haven't done that yet. I'm trying to figure out. I was just puzzled by this and everything I've tried last night, like nothing worked. So I finally decided to jump on that because I was supposed to go and test this today, and then I found this out and I've been working on it, and I can't get it yet. Anyways,
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's
right.
it for me then.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks.
All right, John, what are we helping you with today, sir?
Hi. You might be off the hook, Cameron, because this is something that Tonya was helping me with the other day. I'm just going to switch off your screen sharing, Zanko, if that's all right.
Yeah. I got you.
So,
I got Martha's an appointment. I'll be back.
So, if you remember on Wednesday, we were playing around with this where we have a date that comes back from the API that I'm using that says what's the latest, the most up-to-date date that you have for the data, and then I need to calculate back from that. So if I go here, you can see this drop down says last 7 days, last 28, last 2 months, last 3 months. And what we were playing with is when I select 7 days, then this should show the most recent 7 days here, and then the prior 7 day period here. And this one, the from, works because that is 7 days from the 15th to 22nd. And if I say 28 days, it changes, and that's right because that's a month. If I change it to 2 months, it gets rid of the formatting of the date. So I don't know why, but it's not correctly formatting. It should be formatted this way: year, month, day. So that's the first challenge. And then the second challenge is this second one here doesn't work correctly at all. So this should be, if I go back to 7 days, so if this is the 15th, this should be the 14th of March to 7 days prior to that. So whatever that is, the 6th of March or something. So this second one's not working at all. So this is something we were playing with, wasn't it, Tonya? But I have to admit, you lost me a bit when you were setting up to start. So I've been going, I've got no idea why this isn't working.
Gotcha. So let's go to the conditional on that because it's working for days, it's not working for months. So yeah. I think here is the text here. This is where we would want to format the date, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
is that where the date is?
So I'm actually formatting it here. Right,
but you're changing that text in the conditional, so you need to format it in the text.
As, I see. Mm-hmm. That's a bit silly, isn't it? Right. That's me for not looking properly. Okay. So now. Yeah, okay, so that's fixed that one. So now if we just go back to 7 days, because it makes the maths a little bit easier, it's then how do we get this one to do what we need it to do, which is basically it should calculate the 7 days prior to this period.
Got it. So let's go ahead, let's start with the expression before we try to modify the option set. So the first expression, so the compare date is going to be 14 days before, right? If we're looking at the 7 days prior.
So this date here will be this date minus 1 day.
Okay, so you can do that. You can just take that expression from the first one, copy it over, and then subtract a day for that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
The other way I was thinking we might do it is we might just add attributes to the option set.
Right.
So that you can just refer to the attributes, because it'll be the same when you select 7 days. You're selecting the frequency. You're selecting 7 as the number, and then we could also add the other ones, right? Because we could say, what would it be then? 15 and
Yeah, whatever.
and 8, 15
Yeah.
and 8, right?
Yeah.
So like we could put those numbers in attributes on the option set and just refer to those specific attributes.
Yeah, we could do it that way. I mean, they won't. Yeah. Okay. Could do it that way. Okay. That way.
I think that'll make it easier than doing the math and the expression. But
yeah. Okay. So these were this is the option set.
mm-hmm.
So what?
So we would create a new attribute.
Yeah.
Nope, not a new option. Just go up to.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I would say previous start.
Yeah.
And make it a number.
Yeah.
And then previous end and also a number.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and modify the attributes for the last 7 days. And then the previous end would be 8. Can you save negatives here? I don't know, I've never tried. So it would be 8 days because you said it would be the day before the start of the one on top, right?
Yeah.
And then the previous start would be 15, yeah, right? Because it's 7 days, so 15.
Yeah.
All right, and then save those.
And then do the same here.
Yeah, we'd have to figure out the exact math for those, but yeah. But let's just try it with the 7 days and make sure our theory works.
Yeah.
So then for the end date, it would be the days, and then you were doing arbitrary text. That's right. So click into the arbitrary text part, which is, in this case, it's going to be the headers date range is that option set, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So change the date range. It's going to, we're talking about the date range frequency. Oh, you're referring, that's right, because we're putting them in custom states because the menu for filtering is in the header versus on the page.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So do I need to go to custom states for the header?
Yeah, we should probably refactor that so that what's being stored is the option in the custom state rather than storing 2 different values from the option set. That's my fault. That's my bad.
No, that's all right. Okay.
So let's just add a new custom state and then just say I guess it would be date range option. I would just say that maybe.
Okay.
And then make the type the option set, the date range option set.
Okay.
Okay. And then now when they make the change in that drop down, we will set that option set. And then we also need to default it to 7 like we did before.
So default it here.
Yep, so you can default, you could go ahead and default it to last 7. That'll work. And then when they change that drop down, when they're changing the date range that they're looking at, we need to have a workflow to change this date.
Right. Okay.
So go into the workflows. Should already have a do when the user is logged in. When the value is changed. It's probably when value is changed. Yeah, so when drop down GSC date range, it's the first one on the second row. And then there, and then go ahead and set another state. And it'll be the date range option. And it will be this drop downs, yeah. Perfect. Value.
Yeah.
All right, and now technically we won't do it yet, but technically we can get rid of the other 2 because we'll have the option stored instead. So we can just refer to the option and then whichever attribute it is. So now that that part is working, then we can go back to the page, the test list shifter page.
You're remembering my weird naming conventions, aren't you?
And then we come in here and we're going to say test list shifters latest GSC date. And then plus days. Okay, so then it's arbitrary text. So click in there and it's going to be the headers date range option, and then click where it says null. And this is going to be the end date, the previous end.
Yeah.
And then you're going to multiply that by -1.
Yeah. Okay.
And then close that. And then now we can go into the previous one, the compare date, the start date one.
This one.
Nope, on the compare date, the first text element after compare date.
Oh, there,
that
right.
one. And then we'll go into arbitrary and it'll be the date range option. And then and why did you, I'm wondering why you had, yeah, so it'll be previous start and then multiply it by -1. And then close that. And let's just refresh the page and see if that works. Nope, the multiply should be its own part of the expression. So if you click where it says previous start, and then click more. Nope, click more after that. Yeah. And then now you see the multiplication. Yep. Oh, bubble quirks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and now let's refresh the page and see if we got it.
Yeah, that's work there, isn't it? So
okay,
it's not working.
Right, because now we need to change. We need to do.
Yeah, we haven't done the other options.
2 more things.
Have we? Yeah,
we have to do the other option sets, and we also have to do the conditionals on them because we switched the frequency.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it'd be a lot simpler to just say that this is always, because all this is always going to be a day less than this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. So
this
you could do the math.
This one's more complicated, so we can probably just use. Yeah, let's do it the way you're doing it, because I think that will probably be where we'll mostly need it here as well, won't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's easier to do the math is like just taking those numbers and getting those numbers right in the option set and just multiplying by -1.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Okay.
So this would be -29 is where we need the end date will be 29.
Yeah. Will it let you put negatives in?
It probably will, but we're multiplying by -1. So I might be doing an extra step for no reason. We could probably refactor that as well. But then the previous start would be 28 days before that. So 29 plus 28.
Only if the month has 28 days in it. Oh, no, because we're doing 28 days.
No, because we're doing the 28 days here.
Yeah. Okay. So, sorry, say that again. It will be...
So it'll be
28
plus 29, which is 57.
57, yeah. Glad your maths is better than mine. Yeah.
Nope, I did it. I used a calculator. My brain's
I was
dead.
just reaching for my phone.
I just got to my phone first, John.
Okay,
And
so
then
yeah, okay. And then this one.
And so the previous end here is going to be, this will be a little bit tricky because the number, so last 2 months and you're subtracting 2 months. So you're actually wanting to subtract
2 months
4
plus
months for the start, right? So it would be -4. And then it would be, so previous start should be 4 here.
Yeah.
And then do you mind if that end date overlaps?
It will throw all the stats out because you need to compare the equivalent calendar ranges.
That's okay, because when we're doing conditionals here, so the previous end here will be, we can go ahead and we can say, we could do the math in the expression the way that you wanted to do before.
Yeah.
For the previous end for the months. So if we just save this, it should be fine.
Yeah.
And then what we want to do here is, so we would be going 6 months. Yep.
Yeah.
And we can go ahead and save that.
Okay.
And then if you go back to design, yep. Then on the conditional here, you can copy and paste this this expression if you want. The one that's in the text.
From here?
Nope. I'm thinking, yep, you can go ahead and, yeah, but you would do the conditional one from there.
This?
Yep, exactly. So go ahead and copy that.
Yeah.
And then paste it in the conditional for that one. Yep, so the conditional here is when the header's date range options frequency is month. Nope. I would say header's date range option instead of frequency. Because remember, we're refactoring so that we're using the option instead of individual custom states for it.
Okay, sorry, you've lost me. So what do you want here?
So click where it says date range frequency and change it to date range option.
Ah, right. Okay, got you. Okay.
And then we want that option, and then click where it says is and say frequency. And then is. And then I think we say months I think it's months, right? And I think it's capitalized, but I'm not sure.
No.
No, it won't be. This is the text, so it won't be in your
Right.
drop
Okay.
down. So you might want to double check in your option set to see how we set it.
Okay.
Yep, months capitalized. Yep.
So I need to get out of this, don't I, somehow?
Nope, actually, you don't need to get out of it. Just type months. Yep, it's expecting a text.
Okay, right, cool.
Yep, and then go ahead and select a property to change when true, and it will be text. And now you can paste.
Just paste it from, right, okay.
Yep, you have to select the text though.
So, but I'm copying this, am I?
I think you already have it copied, actually.
Okay, right.
And now we want to just, where you have it converted to number before you format it. So click to where you format. So delete the formatting, just delete it for now. And then click more. And we want to subtract a day, -1 day. And then you can format it.
Okay.
Perfect. And then for the, you can take that conditional, go on the conditional, the when part, you can copy that. And then you can paste it. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And then you can actually, for this one, you can do the appearance. Go to the appearance part. Nope, you had it right. It's the text that you're going to modify.
All right, okay.
And then if you go up to the appearance section,
okay.
you're going to copy this expression, yeah. And then now go into the arbitrary text, and you want to change that date range options previous start. Actually, I think that's right.
Okay. Find out, won't we?
What we need to change is the days. Where it says days in that expression, we need to change it to months.
Okay.
And then let's just go back and double check our conditional on the other one.
On this
The
one?
two. Yep. We already had it as months, so that should be fine. Okay.
Oh, I think, yeah, the API is timed out. Hang on a minute. Where was it? Over here. Finally doing a bit that Cameron loves. About to get into the API.
Cameron, it's your fault. The API stopped working. Fix it.
If you could just fix the actual API connector so you don't have to do this all the time, Cameron, it would be really good. But as far as I'm aware, you can't.
All of this is entirely your fault, Cameron. Apologise.
Poor Cameron.
Every damn API.
Okay, so that bit's working.
My goodness, I was trying to find my Zoom window this entire time. I was like, gonna say, I'm sorry, I'll try my hardest, but oh boy. All right.
28 days. That sounds, doing rough math, that sounds right. Oh, I think it works.
Yay.
That looks about right. Thank you very much. Yep. So I
You're
can take
welcome.
that then and apply it all over because that gets reused all over the shop. So that makes sense. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Perfect. I forget who showed up first. Was it Jordan or Callum?
Oh, I haven't got anything, so Jordan can go first. Also, I think the time difference means Jordan's ahead of me anyway.
Hey,
Yeah, I
Jordan.
haven't got anything either. I'm just
No, you're just
I
saying
did
hi?
get something, but I'll figure it out in the meantime.
Oh, awesome. Good to see you both.
Yeah. How's your app going, Callum?
Got so much bloody work on. I haven't had a chance to work on it recently.
You've got it live, eh?
What? Oh
Your
yeah,
app,
it's live, but it's changing massively. I just need to push there's some final changes I need to make before I push the next version live, and the next version is changing it massively. So I haven't made any updates in like 2 months, but
Oh, yeah.
just work's getting mental at the moment. Yeah, just trying to find a way to stick my head in a microwave, but apparently you can't shut the door if your neck's in the way. So.
We're going to move into After Hours, which is a Pro NoCoders developer members only space. So if you would like to join us in After Hours, kick back, turn on the camera, turn off the recording, please go sign up to be a developer member at pronocoders.com. Thank you everyone for watching.